I first found interest in flying in about 2009 when I got a gift from my mom for Christmas to go fly in an open cockpit warbird. I was about 9 years old, and I went down and flew this airplane, and I wasn't actually expecting to fly it, but I was just expecting to go for a ride, but the guy let me fly the airplane, and I loved it. It's really, really fun, and that's about just kind of where I started. I do have a family that shares my interests. My dad has always kind of liked airplanes. It's not like anything big in his life. He just flew RC airplanes and stuff, and that's kind of where I started liking airplanes. My family does support me a lot with it all. They haven't really, even if I get an interest that they don't really share, they'll kind of start getting that interest with me, if that makes any sense. And it kind of has helped me to, help pay for stuff sometimes, or just give me rides places, and just overall support me. My most nervous flight probably wasn't actually my first solo flight, which is where I took the controls of the airplane by myself as the only person in the airplane. That was actually not my most nervous flight. My most nervous flight was the flight right before that, which is where I had to prove to a different pilot that I've never flown with before that I was capable of it, and it was very, very stressful because I had to do everything perfectly. And I got really lucky, and I did. And I was trying to do it on my birthday, my 16th birthday. And if I would have failed that flight, I wouldn't have been able to do it on my birthday. But luckily, I passed it and went on to my solo flight, which was actually pretty cool, not really very scary. For racing, I first found interest in racing motorcycles when I was probably 5-ish, because my dad raced motorcycles and dirt bikes, and that's where I started riding. He got me my first bike when I was 5, I think, 5 or 6. Ever since, I've just been racing and riding and always following in his footsteps. With my leg, it hasn't slowed me down a whole lot. I haven't been able to fly very much in the past few months, just from this surgery. Previous surgeries have kept me from playing baseball. That's the biggest thing. I played baseball up until 5th grade, end of 5th grade, but then I had a surgery, and that kind of kept me from playing the next year, and after that I was a year behind, so I couldn't really come back in. I could have, but it would have been a lot of effort and a lot of work to come back in after sitting, and then I would have had to go into another surgery anyways. So as a pilot, I'd say my parents have helped me grow as a pilot. They've really kind of led me through and just gave me support. And also Civil Air Patrol, it's a program that I'm in. It's auxiliary of the Air Force. They give us funding for flying, so you can get about 5 free hours of flying, and that's kind of one of the places where I really, really started flying a lot and getting good at it. I had a mentor, his name was Matt Robbins. He actually graduated last year and is now at the Air Force Academy. He kind of helped me a lot too, kind of guided me through. In preparation for a flight, there's actually not a whole lot I have to do right now. I could just go down to the airport, walk into the FBO, which is the place where they kind of store the airplanes, show them my logbook, show them that I have my solo endorsement. They give me the keys. I fill out a little bit of paperwork based on the weather, what's going on, just kind of plan my flight, and then can hop on the plane by myself, take off, fly as far as I want. There's no limit as far as I can fly right now. Most exhilarating part about flying is probably either takeoff or landing. Takeoff is just always really, really cool. It's just awesome going from the ground to the air. And then landing, for obvious reasons. I mean, once you're in the sky, you're going to come down one way or the other. And you're always trying to make the most perfect landing. That's always fun, too. You don't want to kind of a competition with yourself, trying to make the best landing you possibly can. In my free time, mostly I just fly my drone. I also have a drone. It's pretty fun. Carries a GoPro, so I can do aerial film, fly it all over the place, abandoned places, and finding good scenery. And my most memorable race was probably about a year ago. There's a race called an Enduro, which is just a really, really long race to the woods. It lasted